BJP MP Sadhvi Pragya has once again courted controversy, this time over a provocative statement during a public address in Shivamogga district of Karnataka. At the Hindu Jagran Vedika's event, she is heard urging the Hindus to store weapons at their homes and sharpen knives if required to take on the enemies. Listen in.
लव जिहाद करने वालों को लव जिहाद जैसा उत्तर दो। अपनी लड़कियों को सुरक्षित रखो, अपनी लड़कियों को संस्कारित करो, अपने घर में हथियार रखो। उन्होंने चाकू से हमारे हर्षा को गोदा था, उन्होंने चाकू से हमारे वीरों को, हिंदू वीरों को, बजरंग दल के कार्यकर्ता, भाजपा के कार्यकर्ता, युवा मोर्चा के कार्यकर्ताओं को गोदा है, काटा है। तो हम भी सब्जी काटने वाले चाकुओं को जरा तेज रख लें, पता नहीं कब कैसा मौका आए। तो जब हमारा सब्जी अच्छे से कटेगी तो निश्चित रूप से दुश्मनों के मुंह भी और सिर भी अच्छे से कटेंगे।
Now, the provocative statement has drawn sharp criticism from the opposition. The Congress has called it an election gimmick to incite in order to win the elections. Meanwhile, the AIMIM has questioned the BJP leadership for giving her a free run and says it's time they wake up and sack the MP.
I really don't know why these people are instigating violence. I think every time they just believe, anytime they're going to lose any election, they think they can win it only by instigating people, encouraging communal violence. So they should be taken to task. Pragya Thakur, she being an elected representative, being a member of parliament, she should not be allowed to make such statements.
What is Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah doing now? What action is the party taking against her? And when an FIR will be registered against her? When she will be arrested and put behind bars? We say that her place is not in the parliament. Prime Minister Modi, you have to wake up and see to it that she is removed from the party, she is arrested. Let an FIR be filed. Why is the police waiting for?
So the BJP MP was in Shivamogga while she was addressing the crowd, and she asked Hindus to keep their knives sharpened and ready at home. She also mentioned Harsha, who was murdered in Shivamogga, and made this statement. She said that there are cases of forced conversions that are taking place, which is why Hindus should be ready to take on their enemies. Now, this has drawn sharp criticism from the opposition leaders who say that the BJP leaders should take note of the provocative statements being made by Sadhvi Pragya. My colleague Deepak Bopanna joining us on the broadcast with the details. Deepak, she was referring to the killing of the Hindu activist Harsha. She mentioned Harsha in Shivamogga and also making a provocative statement saying knives should be sharpened and Hindus should be ready for attack.
Well, we've seen some controversial statements come in the past as well from Sadhvi Pragya. Now, while she was in Shivamogga, yet another statement coming to the fore which has not gone down too well. With several people who are calling it extremely provocative. We heard the Congress there saying that the BJP should initiate action against her at the earliest. And, you know, a person in her position making such a statement is quite uncalled for, especially in a sensitive region like Shivamogga. Now, she goes on to say that at least a small knife should be kept at every Hindu's home to protect themselves. Overall, she was, of course, speaking in the context of Harsha's murder and also cases of love jihad and other aspects. Now, we'll really have to see, we are also picking up that, a few people have gone ahead and filed a complaint against the statement that she's made. We'll have to see whether there'll be any sort of further action in this particular case.
That's right. And like you mentioned, this is not the first time Sadhvi Pragya has made such statements. Time and again, such criticism has come in from the opposition as well. Deepak, any word on whether the other BJP leaders were present on stage? Who were the leaders who were present there?
Well, at this point in time, everyone, of course, is remaining silent over the matter. Yesterday as well, in the assembly, while we spoke to a few BJP leaders and asked them about their response about a statement, of this sort coming to the fore in Karnataka from a BJP MP, they decided that they will rather not react rather than condemn a statement like this. We'll have to see, how the Congress mounts the pressure as the day continues.
Okay, all right. Deepak, stay on with us. More breaking inputs now coming in. Congress leader Jairam Ramesh slamming Sadhvi Pragya for that statement, taking to Twitter. He says it's a textbook case of hate speech. She can and must be prosecuted. Now, the Congress leader pointing out that this is open provocation. Sadhvi Pragya saying that they murdered Harsha and the BJP workers, so sharpen your knives and be ready at home. Open provocation. The Congress party now saying this is a textbook case of hate speech. She can and must be prosecuted. So Deepak, time and again, Sadhvi Pragya has made such provocative statements. No action has really come in from the BJP top leadership. Jairam Ramesh now taking to Twitter saying this is a textbook case of hate speech, and the Congress leaders have been demanding action against her for time and again making such provocative statements.
Well, definitely. And, the Congress is just going to up the ante and say, now, this is the kind of politics that the BJP promotes, where, anybody making hate speeches are given a free run. But as far as the BJP is concerned, now, they will say that, all that she had to say in this particular case was, self-defense. Though, on record, like I mentioned, many BJP leaders are refraining from actually making a comment. But if you speak to several of the activists in Shivamogga, they will defend the statement that she made and said that, while there are Hindu Karyakartas being murdered, if she is just asking people to defend themselves, there's nothing wrong. So we'll really have to see whether, as far as the police is concerned, if there is a case, that is booked, and whether the police will really look into it, and whether there will be any sort of condemnation that will come in from, the top leadership of the BJP.
Okay, all right. So as of now, the police officials have not even booked her for calling for open violence. Deepak, thank you for joining us with those details.